Pastor Phillip explains what was going on that day when he was preaching about government authorities, and he really shares his feelings about what he said that went viral. Take a look at this clip.
I'm preaching this in the very first Sunday of the new facility that we just moved into, and people who followed our church know that because of the growth of our ministry, we was forced to leave the school we was in. And it all happened so fast. We only had 90 days to leave. And so by the grace of God, he opened a door for us to get this new facility, and we had to quickly build that facility out. So we're there every night, bro. I mean, my wife and I are there. Our staff is there. Some of those nights I left 1:30 in the morning. We had staffers leaving 4 o'clock in the morning. We're there around, and I'm tired. So by the time we get to our first Sunday there, I am mentally fatigued. I am physically fatigued. The night before our opening Sunday, I was in there with like 50 servant leaders. I laid all the chairs in that room with 50 servant leaders. I marked it out on the floor with a tape and tape measure and staffers. And I'm in there till 1:30 in the morning setting up that room. So we're tired, bro. And so I get there. It's 3, we have 3 gatherings planned, and I get in for the very first one, our 8 o'clock gathering, and I'm mentally fatigued. And I get up and I'm teaching the text, and I share a personal story from my life when I was a teenager, when I had an encounter with an officer who put a gun to the back of my head. And I was sharing in that story that in that moment, I had a decision to make. Either submit and not fight back in that moment, or I was probably going to lose my life. And in that moment, I just submitted. I knew that officer, he had the gun in the badge, and I was still. And I was quiet. I submitted. Okay, sir, you got it. And I came out of that with my life. And I understand that there's other men who've been in that circumstance who did not come out of it with their life.
Yeah.
And so as I'm telling that story, I said, and I framed this wrong, that I think we should be careful not always blaming officers for the death of Black kids all the time, every Black kid, because we have to learn to be submitted to authority.
Make sure that you follow and subscribe to the page for part 2, y'all.